Hello and welcome to the Shanghai flight review. Today I was on board the earliest flight between Shanghai and Hong Kong to catch Cathay Pacific's flight CX806 to Chicago to review the new business class service. The boarding gate today for my Chicago flight is gate 4. As a result, I ended up in the Qantas Lounge, which is within 5 minutes of walk. It was around 10 AM when I entered, and there were only 3 other guests other than myself. Qantas Lounge in Hong Kong is arguably one of the best business class lounges in Hong Kong. Unlike the pier, which is at the far corner of the airport, this lounge has an ideal location in the center of everything. Qantas Lounge in Hong Kong is massive but always has low occupancy given the limited amount of flights out of Hong Kong every day. This then became a hidden sanctuary for Cathay passengers who were smart enough to avoid the crowd at the wing next door. Given that it was 10 AM when I arrived, there was only breakfast items available, which means my all-time favorite Qantas caramel cheesecake was not available. Since I only had an hour to spare in between my flights, I walked toward my boarding gate and took a seat on the terrace of the wing to enjoy a final glass of Cathay Delight before leaving Asia for another 2 months. Since last year, all the flights departing for the United States now requires individual security interrogation before boarding. This is also the reason that most flights to the US now depart either from gate 1 through 4 or far corners of the airport to allow sufficient space to conduct the interrogation. I'm board through door left one, where I was greeted by the wonderful in-flight service manager Juliana before arriving at my sanctuary 11A. 11A is undeniably the best seat in business class on Cathay's 4-cabin configured Boeing 777. It is located in the first row of the mini cabin and is often serviced by the ISM and senior purser. You may already notice the new service after looking at your desk, where a fairly large menu was folded and scrupulously placed. Inside the storage cabinet is a bottle of EVA water and the amenity kit. They were pre-installed to allow efficient service given the notorious issue of manpower with Cathay Pacific. This is my fourth time flying Cathay's 777 in the past 3 months, but none of my flight had the new entertainment system. For those who's not familiar, the mini cabin of business class has 8 seats in total. It is located between door left 1 and left 2 immediately after the first class cabin. There are another 45 seats in the latter zone of business class.
I'm flying in particular to Chicago because I live in New York, and I'm just for the purpose of this new service that I want to film, because I'm an aviation blogger.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
If you are a keen observer, I'm sure you can tell that the glassware for welcome drink is refreshed with a sizable glass that used to be provided only after takeoff. Now let's take a brief look at the new menu before examining it dish by dish. My first impression of the new menu is its enormous size. This must be the biggest menu I have ever seen on any airline. It is designed as a newspaper with gastronomic articles promoting some of Hong Kong's local gourmets.
My name is Chris Hammond and I'd like to welcome you aboard flight today, Cathay 8206 from Hong Kong to Chicago. I've just been advised that we're waiting on 3 more passengers, which is good news. We're all ready to go up here. When we get going today, the flight time we're expecting is 14 hours and 12 minutes, cruising at 31,000 feet initially. The weather for our arrival, there's a bit of rain there at the moment. It's forecast to be nice when we get there, so that should be good. And the en route weather looks pretty good today as well. Not many areas of forecast turbulence, but there are always a few bumps associated with North Pacific Ocean crossings. So it's a good idea when seated, if you don't feel the need to walk around the cabin, to always have your seatbelts loosely fastened. Our in-flight service manager today, her name is Juliana, and when I'm finished, Juliana will show you a safety video. It does contain important information regarding this 777-300 aircraft that we're on today, so I'd ask you to pay particular attention to that. I'll leave you now to enjoy the service, and I'll get back to you before I descend into Chicago with an update of the actual weather we can expect on landing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cathay Pacific and my team, welcome on board CX-806 of our one-way flight to Chicago. These flights are operated in conjunction with American Airlines. To our Makabalo Club members, it's a pleasure to see you again. My name is Juliana, in-flight service manager. Captain Chris Hammond will take us to Chicago in 14 hours and 12 minutes. We are looking forward to making your journey a pleasant and comfortable one. In preparation for the takeoff, ma'am, please have attention for the safety demonstration. Thank you.
Takeoff runway 25, that's
Cathay 06, climb Romeo 25 left. 1925 left, Cathay 06. Cathay 06, wind 220 degrees down and off runway 25 left. Clear for takeoff. Runway 25 left, clear for takeoff, Cathay 06. Departure 1238. 123, this is Mike, Cathay 06.
Lunch service commenced with a glass of Cathay Delight, accompanied by a warmed nuts in a polished container. Express meal option was kept in the new menu, but it also significantly increased the choice of main course. On this flight, there are 6 main courses to choose from, which is double the amount of the old service. There are even 4 dessert options, and each passenger was allowed to choose any combination they prefer. The snack menu looks extensive because it included everything in the old snack box as well as some new additions. However, the wonton soup seems to be eliminated from the new service. On the other hand, the wine list pretty much remained the same except for some new faces of champagne and wines to Cathay's menu. I was trying to film the plating in the galley, but I gave up because the crews were overwhelmed by the workload and I don't want to be a nuisance. It was about an hour after takeoff when the appetizer was brought up. I chose the poached salmon salad, which came with a so-called flaxseed bread. I inquired about other pastry selections and was given some garlic bread as well. For my flight, these are the only pastry available for lunch.
Enjoy your meal. The thing is, let me just place it here. Is it right?
The salad was in an adequate portion. It was fulfilling despite the salmon being slightly fishy. I ordered wok-fried halibut for the main course. The fillet of halibut was presented in a large chinaware, which took almost half of the tray space. Halibut is flaky and flavorful, exceptional quality considered the limited kitchenware on the aircraft. I asked for a trifle and Molenbeek ice cream to conclude my meal, both of which were absolutely delicious. The tea set is also refreshed in the new service. They now provide the tiny little disc for the placement of the tea bag. A little unnecessary, but certainly felt premium. daytime flights are not the most ideal for sleeping. After napping intermittently for a few hours, I woke up and walked around in the galley area. There are stickers beneath the table and procedures in place to guide the crew with the new service plating in operation. I was proactively offered a snack after the crew noticed me filming. I chose to have the burger this time since I have never tried it before because I always felt it is too dry for a burger on a plane. I was allowed to film the entire plating process. It was a simple but meticulous task. Bacon and cheese in the burger. It was naturally cooked medium and remained juicy after it was plated. Overall, I was very impressed by the quality of the burger while I enjoyed every piece of it during the Pacific sunrise. Breakfast service commenced approximately 2 hours before landing. It seems to be a simple meal according to the menu with only 3 main courses to choose from. The new breakfast service eliminated the fruit course from the old service. Everything was served on a single tray. I chose the chicken and mushroom congee as my main, which is accompanied by 3 pieces of dim sum. I hate to say this, but the new breakfast service is an apparent cost cut. The fruit in the small container is very economy looking, and the elimination of pastry, cereals, and yogurts is an unarguable deterioration. After the 30 minutes until landing announcements from the captain, we commenced our descent into Chicago O'Hare International Airport after nearly 15 hours of flying. I have been anticipating for this trip for a long time and with great expectations. After personally experiencing the service flow and the food, I have to say that it is definitely not perfect, but it's not bad either. The most disappointing part of the service has to be the pre-landing breakfast. The elimination of key breakfast items such as pastry, yogurts, and cereals is intolerable in my opinion. Despite the effort of responding to the customers' feedback, Cathay Pacific still have a long way to go to provide a product that is comparable among other 5-star airlines. I will be flying back to Hong Kong in December, and I hope some modification will be made to polish this service. Last but not least, please enjoy the landing and don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago. It is a safety requirement that you release the seatbelt fasten until the seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please be careful when opening the hand compartments as items in flat being out. Kindly take all your belongings with you when leaving the aircraft. Personal electronic devices with cellular functions may not be switched on. However, United States Immigration and Customs Authority prohibit the use of mobile phones while in the federal inspection area. Failing to comply may result in the confiscation of your phone. It has been a pleasure looking after you and we hope you saw again soon. On behalf of Captain Chris Hammond and his crew, thank you for flying Cathay Pacific and Republic One for Alliance and good afternoon.